Test, 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 to test. Test, test, test. Test, test. Should be streaming soon. This is What's Up Dave, number 49 or something like that. When I get to 50, I should probably do something special. Nah. It sounds like too much work. Test. Yep, okay, we're live. So, good morning. Well, it's 12:21 p.m. here in New Hampshire. So, good afternoon. This is my bonus weekend What's Up Dave stream. Usually I don't do these over the weekend because I'm too lazy. But I've been trying to debug my weekends feeling kind of depressed. The last 2 weekends I was like really down. I just had no energy. So I thought maybe these What's Up Dave things are actually like waking me up. And they very may well be. But let's see, is there anything for show and tell? I'd written down some stuff. Where is it? Oh! Alright. Well, one of them is the pork belly I cooked yesterday, but I have to actually warm it up. Yeah, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. So this is a puzzle I am facing right now. This is an African violet, or it was one, and it still may be. I don't know, it's kind of dark, but clearly it's seen better days. Wish I could get some more light in here. Let's see if I can do that. So, like, when I was cleaning out my basement, making the living room cafe transformation of my living room, I used to have my office in the basement, and that's where I kept the plants, because when the plants were next to me, I would know when I would need to water them. And after I moved everything upstairs, I was so excited about the living room cafe and working up here that I never went into the basement again for about 2 months. And then I was down there the other day cleaning out and said, oh crap, I forgot about all these plants. And this is the one that survived its sink. It was very dehydrated. And there's a couple of leaves on it that may come back to life. So I've been trying to nurse that back slowly. I hope it comes back. Unfortunately, the one of the other plants that like bit it was like this Taiwanese orchid that my dad had brought over, and yeah, that's not looking good. In fact, it's waterlogged. So it was rehydrating this yesterday, and it looks like those water was touching the bottom of the inner insert. So it looks like there's 2 leaves. See if we can focus on there. The very top. These other ones look like they've seen better days, and they're just shriveling up. But I'm hoping those leaves there survive. These are all dead. They look like they're growing. So we'll keep an eye on this and see. It looks like I need a haircut too. So I have keeping this plant nearby. Maybe I should leave it on the desk itself as my punishment. And what was the other thing? Oh right, there's I had made that iced tea a while ago. This might have been 3 or 4 days ago, but I had taken some Harney and Sons hot cinnamon spiced tea, and I had read about people making sun tea with Lipton tea. In the summer, they would just put it in a bottle of a jug of water and leave it outside in the sun, and then the sun would brew it. And so I wanted to try this with just some cinnamon spice tea that I had. I just put that in this water bottle full of water. And let's see what it... Oh, no! I lost the string for one. Oh, well. So let's see what it tastes like. It's been 4 days. It tastes like cold tea. I mean, it's a little bit different. Usually I have this hot, so the amazing thing about this Harney and Sons cinnamon spice tea is that there's no sugar in it, but it has so much cinnamon in it that you think there's sugar in it. So it's kind of a good diet beverage, I suppose. That's not bad. I think I'm getting a little bit of an aftertaste from this plastic bottle, though. So maybe I had to brew this in glass. That would be a little better idea. I have this Italian sealed glass pitcher I can use. So I'll leave this here too because I should drink more water anyway. And I was wondering if like leaving it in the water for so long would extract bitterness from whatever's in there. It doesn't seem bad to me. I like a little bit of bitterness in my tea anyway. So anyway, let's review what happened yesterday. Why don't we? Let's see. It actually started yesterday quite late. Is my audio still working? Test, test, yep. So, let's see what's going on in the chat room. Vermont could now be French speaking. Anyway, I was looking at. I wanted to do a couple things yesterday. I made this huge list of stuff. Let's see if I can position this a little bit more, less awkwardly. And let's go full screen. Excuse me. Aux cam. So. It's a little awkward, like trying to use this camera like this. It's like I'm trying to teach someone how to play guitar. Ugh. Maybe I need to design a special stool for this. Anyway, so we have. I had wanted to work on my Groundhog Day Resolutions Joy article, and I time blocked 15 minutes for that. Didn't happen. I need to get a little stamp. Nope. Do I have a red pen? I could grade my timesheet. Do I have a red pen? How can I do have a red pen. Is this red? Seriously? Okay, let me grade this thing. Nope. Did I plot the capture? Nope. Did I go to Best Buy? Yes. Did I buy anything? No. So that's like a double check mark for awesomeness. I was just looking to see. I was testing another theory about whether or not just having random inputs would make me feel better. And so the theory about that is, one of the last times I was feeling like really low energy on the weekend, I just went to a fabric store, which I almost never go to. And I just looked around at stuff, and it was all new and different stuff. Like, you know, it re-engaged my sense of curiosity, and it gave me ideas for things to do. You know, interesting possible projects, and I actually left feeling reinvigorated. And I guess I'm smart enough now to know that these projects I think of there aren't things I have to do, and so they're almost like I went to do this as kind of an entertainment field trip, and so it was sort of tickling my brain, and it seemed to wake it up. So going to Best Buy the other day, I thought it would be interesting to visit the land of consumerism again and see what was up, and it turned out to be pretty interesting. And I did learn a few things of projects I had forgotten that I was doing. For example, like that wall behind me needs to have a giant TV on it, so we can have movie nights, or it would have to be up there. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the best place for it, but I mean, there's a space above the monitors where maybe a big TV could be. But I don't know if it will fit. I was also curious to see if they had the new Logitech webcam there, the 4K one. But anyway, I did see like some new TVs. The LG OLED TVs, which are like apparently like one of the best TVs you can buy ever made. Those have come down a lot in price. They're about $3,000. Last year they were like $8,000. Um, and even good TVs are like for under $1,000 are available now too. So big TVs too. But I also saw the new Sony backlight master drive TV, which uses instead of using its local dimming array in like large chunks. Apparently, it's got like every pixel has local dimming. What local dimming does is it allows you to control the brightness of the backlight behind a LCD color cell. And what this allows, instead of it being a constant illumination all the time, so what you get with that is you get less bleed through and you get much more dynamic range out of the image. LCD TVs have the tendency to not, they can't reproduce really dark darks because the backlight's on all the time. Whereas OLED TVs, the pixel elements are actually light emitting. They're not LCD filters, which is how an LCD TV would work. So an LCD TV has like a little like liquid crystal color cell that will allow light to pass through or not. So there always has to be a light source behind it on, and it can't absolutely block out all the light. So that's why the screen never goes black. But with local dimming, you get more of that. And so this was a really impressive display. Actually, let's see if I can find it. I was impressed enough to reconsider my OLED plans. I was waiting for OLED TVs, the organic light emitting diode television displays, to come down in price. Backlight master drive. Yeah. So apparently this was announced late last year. What's it called? There's these series for it's still expensive, but the prices have come down. Impressive. Otherwise, LG's OLED displays are the other contender. And that's the TV I've been waiting for. But so that happened yesterday. Now, what else did I not do? Didn't go to Starbucks. Nope. Did cook the pork belly. Check, but I cooked it kind of wrong. Did not go to the gym. I think there's some secret to it. With the pork belly, and I'll show that on Monday. I was trying to get a very, very tender, almost not pudding-like, but very soft texture. And I didn't boil it and stuff like that, but I think the temperature still got hot enough to shrivel the meat fibers too much. When I was measuring the pot, it was set to warm on my stove burner. But it was still measuring 190 degrees, which is way too hot. What I really wanted to do is probably put it in a temperature-controlled thermal bath, and I have devices for that. I can use my dark food DSV1 to control like a hot plate or something. And if I keep the stewing temperature maybe more like 150 degrees, that would keep that from happening. And 150 degrees is plenty warm enough for 30 minutes to kill any germs that are a concern. The old recommendation of 170 degrees for pork. That's the temperature at which that flash kills the bacteria, but it actually is more of a distribution. If it's a lower temperature, it will take longer. It won't instant kill. It will take 5 minutes to kill everything. But if I'm reading those charts right. Did not watch Groundhog Day movie. You can't find it. Did not work on the Patreon video. Nope. Did not do accounting. Nope. So a lot of nopes except for these two things. That got done. I went to Best Buy, and I actually did do some bonus things. So here's a bonus thing. I need a symbol for bonuses. there was an issue that the reason why I didn't do these code tasks is because there was a technical problem that one of the other developers was having, and we were debugging it. It was an interesting bug, so that got done. So then there was some swirly time, which I don't remember what happened. I researched projectors because we were talking about this other bug here. It occurred to me that maybe having a projector would help with some of those layout issues. So I spent some time looking to see, which was, I don't know. Then I was on Facebook for a while, and I trimmed my nails. I have like some sort of, this nail is like slightly ingrown. So it hurts a little bit. Then swirly time, I don't remember what I did. Then I went to Best Buy around 7, cleaned up the kitchen, and did cook the pork. So there was 3 things that got done that was kind of all right, and maybe it's okay to take the extra time to goof off. I mean, like, I think the average amount of time an American to watch his television a day is supposed to be like something like 4 hours. So 1, 2. You know, I did at the end of the day. I did refresh my copy of Elite Dangerous, which is this game. It's a space exploration game. If any of you grew up in the 80s, you may remember Elite Dangerous for, I think, the BBC Micro. I didn't have a BBC Micro, but this was the game, apparently. Hopefully they're doing well with it. It was something I wanted to explore again. I think they have a video on here. The issue I have with it is that it seems to be a pretty... It basically is a truck driving simulator in space. So if you like going places, and if you like simulating, like, okay, let's start up our engines, let's leave the docking station, let's go out. And all these exciting videos is not really like the game experience, as far as I know. And these are exciting third-person shots of things shooting each other, whereas I've never seen any of that. And the interesting thing is that they've built the engine, and now they're slowly building out sort of the social mechanisms, the simulation of empires, the simulation of political actions happening behind the scene, and working in ways that you, as the player in this universe, can influence or join factions and stuff. And I find that aspect of game development currently is what has my interest. A lot of the first-person mechanics have been solved, or solved well enough. Environments certainly have been solved, at least for games of certain size. My prediction is in the next 10 years we'll start seeing really, really big ones. They seem big now, but we're limited by graphics memory and network speed to make really, truly huge, interconnected, in-depth worlds. You know, so for example, a lot of a game world that you're going through, most of it doesn't do anything. It's just set dressing. But when you can go into every door and every room and everything has something in it, or people can be occupying that stuff, that would be interesting. And then how do you represent social status and social hierarchy, and motivation and stuff? Yeah, so I guess it's the same stuff that I worry about every day here, like in real life. But it'll be interesting to see how the imagined world will handle these things for fictional universes that are maybe more glamorous than the one that we're actually in. So that's something that's been on my mind. You know, it's starting to slowly get back interested in game development, but from a different angle. Maybe the original angle I always was interested in was the whole world building aspect of things, but I got distracted by the engineering part of it. So anyway, let's fill the rest of this thing out. Today is Sunday. It's 12:40. I think doing these every day is probably good for me. Maybe we'll do this again next weekend. Today's the 12th. I mean, certainly since all of my friends are away or live far away now, there's no one to really hang out with. I need to fix that. But how do you find people to hang out with when you're 49 and don't have kids to force you to meet other adults? I don't know. Maybe you stream. Maybe you start going to events. I've gone to like meetup.com and stuff like that too to find local events, but there's always been something a little bit. I haven't found my own particular group of weirdos that like to do things like design forums and schedule their day and try to revive dead African violence. And those are the kind of things that I like, the little moments of little challenges that people face, the joys that people have for. Actually, let me write GHDR joy down here. Let's try and go with that. Because these are all issues that are related to that article. And then also, let's see, plot capture. Well, that's the one I should look at. Am I gonna make this Starbucks today? It's early enough to go now. We are expecting a snowstorm tonight. It's supposed to be another 12, 18 inches. We've gotten like 30 inches of snow in the last 4 days. It's not that bad out, though. I guess we're used to dealing with it, but I didn't go to the gym yesterday. I think I'll just go to the gym if I can, on Monday. And maybe this first week of going to the gym has just been taking it really easy, with 15 minutes, 20 minutes on the elliptical, just to get my heart rate up, see if there's any like weird palpitations or weird tremors or anything in the muscles that seems like a problem. So far, nothing. By giving my body time for it to recover and repair any micro damage that may have occurred that I'm not noticing. That was important. But I think I can start to push it a little bit more. So this month I kind of want to be more of a gym rat eventually, and just to see what that's like. I've never tried to be a gym rat before. Let's see. So anyway, skipping the gym, that'll be on Monday or maybe Tuesday. Maybe I'll work machines into it too. What I want to do instead of working the resistance in the machines, instead of like going for its strength, I just want to experience the full range of motion that I can do. So very lightweight, but just kind of get an idea of what each of the machines is doing in terms of muscle movement. Particularly my shoulders, I need to relax those. Shoulders are very interesting. The kind of movement that these joints can actually do is kind of incredible. And mine are locked up. Ugh. Actually, I feel better already. So I want to find that Groundhog Day. Should I even write down the Patreon video? I'm not going to write it down, because I don't know. These two things I want to at least spend 15 minutes on doing it. And I'm not going to write down speculatively everything else that I would like to do. I know it's there. I'll look at this on Monday. I will retranscribe my list of chores that I am putting off. Brakes follow up. I need to get gas actually. That makes me go outside. Maybe there's a symbol that I can use for going outside. I should prefix it. That might be an interesting addition to this form. Is it a task that you can do here, or does it require going outside? I think GHD has, what do they call it? That's their at context, I think. So at home, at work, etc. Breaks, follow-up, accounting. I also need to do Patreon accounting. TSA pre, I can do that on Monday. Change insurance. That's an email backlog. John Wick 2. People I want to go see John Wick 2 with are not, I think they're away this weekend at a teaching photography in somewhere in northern New Hampshire. I guess I could rewatch John Wick 1 to tide me over. If I don't find the Groundhog Day movie. Let's do that. Find my Groundhog Day. Find GHD movie. And let's TB15 that. This is one of those things that all my movies are in boxes in the basement. And it's going to be this pile of things. Maybe I should. And I'm thinking it's going to take a long time to find it, but maybe it does. Maybe it won't. So the morning, this was just kind of all fuzzy time. I started this stream when? 25 minutes ago. Let's say this was wood. I think at this time I was just kind of like, this was like puttering. This was internet putter time, which was kind of useful. My friend Colleen calls puttering time. I think her definition of it was you're kind of productively doing things, but not in any particularly focused manner. So I was like in the chat room, and I was looking at my email, and I was talking to my sister. This was like I'll say this is the beginning of the day. All right, so now that I've written this down, now I have to look and see what I want to do next. Oh, today I'm also, I had to cook that pizza. Yeah, I'll stream that later. So I guess the next thing to do, I'm in the GHDR Joy article, and Get Gas can be the same thing. Maybe, who knows, maybe I will be inspired to drop by the gym. But yeah, I'm thinking like the at Starbucks today might just be to get some writing on some of these other projects. If I get this code plot capture thing going, that'll be in good shape. If I go to Starbucks now I think I'm going to hit the after church crowd, and it'll be packed. There's no more football games, so it might still be packed. I may not get a seat, but I guess we'll find out. Oh, there's also, I was talking to Doug, who is a $25 patron, and so at the $25 level, you get to collaborate with me on an ongoing design project or design directions within limits. So it's and so Doug has some suggestions for changes to the various ETP or the various farms that he can use, and he's been gracious about sharing them. So the upcoming one we're going to do is make a dot grid on the back of one of the mini ETP sheets, so you can have like a 2-page spread. And I've been thinking about doing it for these full-size sheets too, so that might be an interesting thing. That'll be a nice design stream to do. And then one more thing would be to, the reason I was looking at Patreon earlier today was I was trying to figure out at what point we will hit over $100 a month. Right, last month we was $99 a month, and at $100 a month there's a goal that's set that it will actually make this mega download pack of every farm that I've ever done in some sort of organized fashion. I should start working on that now. I shouldn't wait until that actually happens, because then I'll be scrambling. So dot grid, and then I think the mega pack, all forms. I don't even know how I'm going to do that. That's going to be a time block project, I think. But I think it'll be very cool if I have that available. So anyway, I think that's what I'm up to today. later on, I do want to, I'll add this as a speculative thing. I did want to play Elite Dangerous and stream my impressions of it. You know, I had a good time making that other video of me trying to play a particular mode and just talking through it. It's not like a review video, but it's more of a, well, this is me playing a game. It's like if I'm showing a game off to someone, and like someone who might be curious about the games I'm playing and why I'm playing them, what I like about them. Again, an extension of these streams, which are designed to be, or now they're intended to be me talking to my buds. So if you're watching it, you're my buddy, and you're seeing what I'm up to, and I'm trying to be as real about it as possible. These are on my mind. That's What's Up Dave for Sunday, bonus Sunday weekend episode. And maybe I will stream something later, but who knows.